See, I told you I would be back. Okay, so friends, we are going to talk today about feedback. I'm asking you to give feedback to the people in your small group about the video that they shared with you. Now, I use the word feedback all the time. Often I'll say, get together with your writing partner and I want you to give feedback to each other. And sometimes I ask you to do specific things and sometimes I don't. This time, we are going to focus on a specific strategy. And it's called the 4 suits strategy, or the 4 suits method for feedback. And it focuses on using the 4 suits in a deck of cards. So hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. This is going to be really important today, and it's going to be really important as we go forward. There's a visual in this post so that you can have that to go along with this piece here. But I'm just going to run through what they are real quick, okay? So we basically have 2 suits, the hearts and the clubs, that we're going to consider not very helpful, okay? And we're going to consider the diamonds and the spades, sorry, he's barking, as our helpful feedback, okay? Helpful feedback is helpful because it gives us something to take action with, okay? So either the action is, oh, I want to repeat that because I'm getting positive feedback for it, or I don't want to repeat that because I'm not getting good feedback for it, or someone's giving me a suggestion that I can put to use to improve my writing or my speaking or my reading or whatever. Okay, so helpful feedback is actionable. It's something we can use to improve. Not helpful feedback, that's our hearts and our clubs, there's nothing we can do with it. It's just kind of hanging there. And it doesn't make us better, it doesn't make us worse, it doesn't do anything for us. So that's why we say it's not helpful, okay? So I'm gonna talk about the not helpful feedback first. Hearts. Heart feedback is positive and feel good and warm and fuzzy. It's like, great job, awesome, great. It feels good, and when people give us heart feedback, it feels good, but it doesn't really tell us anything. It's not helpful. It's very general. It's not specific. And so we don't know exactly what was great or why we were awesome. So we're going to try to stay away from that kind of feedback because it isn't helpful and we want to help our classmates, right? Birds. Club feedback, opposite of heart feedback, feels like garbage. Okay, that's when people tell us that we're not good at something, or we failed at something, or God, I hate to even give examples. It's negative and it's not specific, okay? Kind of like, in its most simplistic form, that's a bad drawing. Okay, that just makes somebody feel bad and it doesn't help them get better. So that's called club feedback. And we say club like it kind of clubs you over the head and it just makes you feel bad. So hearts, feel good, not specific, can't do anything with it. Clubs, feel like garbage, and we can't do anything with it. So we're gonna try to stay away from those 2 things. And we're gonna look at diamond feedback, okay? Diamond feedback is positive, kind of like the heart feedback, but it's specific. So, diamond feedback might be, gosh, you did a great job on your video to teach us how to play chess because you were very specific and patient with your audience. You showed your audience step by step how to play the game, and you built background before you shared your first steps. That's specific, right? Positive, feels good, but the person knows what they did well. And when we know what we do well, then we know we can repeat it next time, right? It's something that we want to keep around. Diamond feedback, awesome, okay? Great feedback, positive and specific. Let's go to the other kind of helpful feedback, the spade. The spade kind of looks like an upside down heart. Kind of like, well, a spade is like a gardening tool, right? Like a little shovel. So I want you to think of a spade's ability to dig, okay? Because that's how we're going to use this. Spade feedback I hate to say that it's negative because it's not necessarily negative, but it's helpful because it kind of helps dig us out of a hole we might be in, or show us or reveal to us something we didn't even see to start with, okay? So for example, if you were to say, Mrs. Walter, will you read this last paragraph? Tell me what you think. And let's say I read it, and as I'm reading, I'm getting confused, and I'm thinking to myself, if a few of these things were reorganized, I think it would be more clear, okay? So I'm thinking that to myself. So if I want to give helpful feedback, I can say, hey, I read your work. I'm feeling, as the reader, a little bit confused. I think maybe something that you could do is look at the organization of the sentences and information that you have in that last paragraph and see if you can rework it. This last sentence here, I feel like this needs to go up closer to the top. Okay? So I didn't say, hey, great job, you did everything well. But I said, hey, I noticed a spot that from a different vantage point, right? From a different perspective, here's something you can do to improve. Okay, that's spade feedback. Helpful, because now the person that I'm giving feedback to can take that feedback and do something with it. It's actionable. Okay, so in summary, we've got 4 kinds of feedback: heart, club, diamond, spade. Not helpful, hearts and clubs. Helpful, diamonds and spades. The thing these two both have in common is they are specific and actionable, which makes them helpful to the person we're giving feedback to, okay? Now, today, when you give feedback on these videos, you're going to give diamond feedback, okay? You are going to look specifically for all the specific things that your classmate did well, okay? We're not working on spade feedback at this point because these are published pieces, okay? We're not in the phase of revising them. So we're gonna leave our spade feedback aside and we're gonna offer diamond feedback only. So look for all the things that your classmates did well, things that helped you learn the lesson, or things that helped to keep you engaged, or you can look at how the lesson was organized. You can also look at the production value. All of these things are things that you can comment on, but I want you to practice using diamond feedback today, okay? All right, again, I talked for a really long time. I hope that's helpful. Enjoy the videos, they're awesome. Okay,